Starting to the top left is our Terran player. He's starting for TSL. The series was tied by his opponent in the last game. This is
TSL Polt.
Not to be confused with the Olympic runner Bolt.
Yeah. Polt, though, in his best matchup, by the way, here, 68% against Protoss. But on the other hand, his opponent is also really good against Terran, has a 67% win ratio. He's playing for Team MVP, and his ID is
MVP, Tails.
The Tails is a pretty good PvT player, is something that I am happy I had to discover just recently at the WCS in Korea, because Tails was able to beat him with 2-1. There were a couple of other victims that Tails was able to take down.
That was a language I do not understand, but Stefano's smile is a language I do understand. He looks happy about that sign.
Yeah, smirking there a little bit. And of course he's cheering here for the TSL team. TSL Millennium having the cooperation, and Stefano currently staying at the TSL house. For all of you guys who might not have heard about it just yet. He's leaving Korea on Saturday, but will come back in a few weeks or months.
Yeah, I haven't been able to actually talk to him since he got here, but I hope his stay was good. TSL house, one of the best team houses out there, really clean, a great atmosphere there, so I'm sure he enjoyed his time. I don't think it's the first time he's stayed with them either, is it? I'm not sure.
He was in Korea before. Well, at this point now, both of them just trying to get, well, at least one of them is trying to get some scouting information. Tails didn't even bother sending a probe out at this point.
Yeah, he's not concerned about it.
But Polt wants to know what exactly is going on. And this time we have actually close air positions, so this is going to be interesting, especially what Polt is going to do as soon as he realizes it. If he's trying to do a little bit more of a push, if he goes for his drop play. We talked about the positions earlier, where you can use siege tanks on the low ground.
This pylon, by the way, I find a little bit strange by Tails. He's placed it at the front. It's extremely vulnerable to any sort of push with medevacs. It's going to be basically impossible to defend. It means he can warp in units, maybe trap or catch units on the retreat from a ground attack, but Polt wasn't able to find it. And so now he's going to be a little bit concerned. Probably going to check for proxies. And he saw second double gas. So Polt probably right now is thinking, oh, he's proxy stargating me here. He's going to check the watchtower, and he needs to protect this SCV, because right now he's thinking, all right, there's no third pylon, there's double gas. What's going on here?
On the other hand, Tails is going straight for his robotics once more with one base. Oh, actually, dropping the forge now as well.
This is super weird off of one base, forge, and the... is he going to try to do something with a warp prism and cannons, maybe? I mean, this is really unique. I'm excited to see what build he's going to plan here. This is a weird map. You know, you don't see this map in the GSL. What is the plan here, I wonder?
Yeah, me too. He doesn't get an expansion, so he's relying on a one base play. He's going for double observer now. Well, one observer has been cancelled. But what does he want to do?
Well, we shall find out. Polt is placing a depot to the side of his base to spot for anything that's over there. He's getting +1 armor just really fast off of one base. This is unusual, but it's not necessarily, you know... I'm actually just not sure what to say about this build.
Tails is one of those players who is really known for his builds, and sometimes he has just builds that come together very well. We've seen him... who did he actually take out? And it wasn't in Toon Valley game. Was it Nada? I can't remember, but it was like a really weird build that we've seen for the first time. But it just came together very well, and he hit at a timing where his opponent just didn't expect any aggression whatsoever. And this is once again just Tails showing that he can create certain builds. What exactly it's going to achieve, that's something that we'll find out pretty soon. But with the observer,
he wants to get the observer.
He has all the scouting information.
Yeah, you're right. And Polt saw it, but he barely missed it on its way out. He did not actually kill it. And I think he's just going to hit a timing with +1 armor with one immortal. He's getting the immortal out, and this is...
He's getting the second, though. So he has at least 2 when he attacks.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. One additional immortal, so I meant to say it. And once this immortal comes out, he's going to come across the map, and Polt knows something weird is going on. He's made 2 bunkers back at home. He does take out the observer. Does not know if there's a nexus or not. He tried to scout with an SCV, was shut down.
Let's have a blast.
This could be dangerous to Polt, but at this point he's getting a lot of Marauders, he's getting Marines as well. If he targets right and he's trying to repairs bunker, he should actually be okay.
Yeah, my biggest concern for him is that he doesn't have stim, and if he doesn't pull his SCVs quickly enough, then he will die. So he needs to have those SCVs. He's got his units up the ramp a little bit.
He saw the
units.
He saw a few. He doesn't know about the pylons, but he knows that something is coming.
He needs to get SCVs up here. Third bunker goes down.
Kills the bunker right now, and the SCVs are already positioned. Tails is warping in units once again with one basic ration. He is at the same army supply as pulled, moving up the ramp right now, and there are no SCVs being pulled. The Immortals do the damage against the buildings immediately, and both bunkers are dead.
Yeah, he needs to target those Immortals on Marauders, and he starts to, but he's pushed back initially here. Another bunker will finish. He warps in a few more Zealots. Right now, Polt is getting dangerously close to having that stim research. Combat shield's not far behind.
As soon as stim is done, this will be a great position for Polt to have. A third bunker is now up, and he's repairing it. The force fields have to be used once again. Tails trying to break through the defense of his opponent, not able to quite do so. Stim and combat shield are about to finish, and so far, Polt held really well.
Yeah, he just has so many units here, and the both upgrades will finish at the exact same time. Combat shields first is done, and stim just about 3 in-game seconds away.
Tails has to end it right now. He's already way too far behind in economy with the 2 bases that Polt has. Tails needs to do damage, and so far he wasn't able to pull it off. And now stim is done.
Yeah, stim and combat shields are done. No concussive shells, but I don't think that's going to be too significant. Army supply dead even at 36. Here comes Tails up the ramp. He hesitates. He's trying to force a stim.
And here we go, Tails moving in, force fields are being used. Polt lifts his orbital, a nice force field so far. Polt cannot really engage here, but Tails just can't do enough damage.
Yeah, I love that Polt is not stimming because he knows he doesn't need to, and if he stims, his opponent will just run away. He doesn't have medevacs, his factory's only just now started. This is a scary position, this game is not over yet. Tails trying to hug the ramp here a little bit.
And Polt is now trying to move out a little bit, just pushing him back, taking the expansion again. I really like how patient Polt is here.
Yeah.
Not a single stim used just yet. And here come more units for Tails. He knows that he has to break through
I think he's going to commit this time.
Yes.
Guardian Shield goes up and Polt stims. The force fields are good. He tries to pull the Zealots back, but too soon.
And the Zealots are gone, all of them. He tries to focus down the Sentries. Kills 1, 2, 3. And Tails, he is dropping in supply like crazy. He's out of luck here, losing all of his units. Yes, he killed most of Polt's army, but Polt has the better economy.
There's nothing to fall back on here for Tails. Yeah, he's going to kill one more unit here possibly, but Polt's reinforcements with the SCVs can hold him back.
Yeah, now he's down at 30 supply. He can't just warp in enough units. The pylons have been spotted now as well. Another bunker would be great. Polt builds it immediately. Has now a few more Marines and also Marauders coming his way. He has the better production at this point, and Tails, he's up against him, and as soon as those bunkers are ready, he will not be able to walk up this ramp anymore.
Yeah, he's got concussive shells now finished as well. Even his +1 is finishing up. Tails is going to walk home and make a Nexus with his tail between his legs. No pun intended. Honestly, at this point, he is deader than dead. There it is. This is desperate.
This is Polt's game to lose at this point. All the resources that Tails already lost. He lost 5,200 against 4,600. But that's not the big story. The bigger point is here, the more important thing, that we currently have the Stargate ready. We have Medivacs. The tech for Polt is there. He has the second base. He has the double mule. He has more harvesters than his opponent.
He even
his
has
army
+1
is better.
now.
He has everything that he needs in order to make sure that Tails is not going to win this game.
Yeah.
If Tails is basically just hoping right now that Polt makes a few mistakes and allows him back into the match.
And Polt's got this 2 medevac push lined up now. He's even moving out. He can rally the medevac, so this is going to take out 2 pylons, which, because Tails lost so many units, actually will not supply block him. But he does have +1 armor, so the +1 does kind of to factor in there a little bit. That's something that I think helped Tails out a lot in that last fight, but just wasn't able to quite do the damage. Polt, with this position, with this unit composition, is just going to crush Tails. There's no way he can hold here.
83 against 47 supply, and the factory is scouting the timing of his opponent's expansion. Then he knows he has to, of course, be really careful about the force
This
fields.
pylon, by the way, I talked about earlier, is a problem, a liability.
And here we go, he knows about the force fields. Is he trying to stim up the ramp? That would actually be taking quite a risk. But he can just use the Medivacs to elevate into the main base.
Yeah.
Or he can camp him, take a third, and prolong this a little bit more.
The Stalkers are in position to deny an elevator, which is nice, so he's got the sentries to buy time. by ground. But even if Polt doesn't attack, it doesn't matter. And oh, he stims in. The force fields are actually atrocious here.
4 force fields in order to block this ramp. At the same time, only 2 Marines killed, where the Zealots just died. A lot of energy here committed by Tails. He doesn't have a lot of sentries, and now here comes the drop into the main.
The Stalker's out of position. The factory knows everything, and he's going to face an attack on 2 fronts. He cannot fight this. The Stalkers and sentries in full retreat, trying to get more units out here. He can actually just drop now onto the low ground with those medevacs, but instead he decides to fight.
Tails wins the second map with a 4-gate, and now on map number 3 he's once again going for one base play and has to GG as Polt's defense